I'm back live on Facebook. All right, hey Instagram, how you doing over there? Okay, let me wait just a few minutes for people to be notified that I'm back on. Got my little basket here to show everybody. If you didn't catch my video the other day, I'm gonna go through that plus some other things. Okay, let me get this music off here. All right. Well, let me go ahead and get started. This is my profile, so you should know that my name is Carrie, but I'm Carrie, and I am glad to be with you tonight. I am trying to get back in the routine, getting ready to send my kids to school on Friday. So less than a week to go, and I thought that other people could get something out of this information, and I'm always looking. I love routines, but other people don't, and sometimes they struggle with it, so I figured I would share, answer any questions, just go over some common areas that you might struggle with. And that's kind of what I wanted to do first. So I want you to kind of take inventory of where you are right now and what are the main areas that you feel like you really need to focus on. And coincidentally, not coincidentally, focus is actually one of the areas that you might be struggling in. So, okay, here are the areas that I want you to take inventory in. We have a daily routine, sleep, stress, energy, focus, and meal planning. So if you're watching live, comment below with which area you struggle with the most and what questions you might have and kind of what trips you up maybe. I'd love to hear from you all. I know that we'll have some people watching the replay. I'd love for you to comment as well. And just take inventory in your mind. Also, you can just do that and follow along with the class and just try to kind of tackle one thing at a time, because if all of this is kind of new to you and you struggle with a lot of this, then it's going to be too overwhelming. So you have to focus in one area and then it moves out from there. And I feel like routine at any level is a really great place to focus. So I feel like that all this kind of ties into a great routine. So let me get started. First, I kind of wanted to talk about the morning routine, because I feel like if you have a good morning routine, a lot of times your day goes way smoother. Not always the case, but a lot of times. And we're thinking about kids going back to school. That routine for them is a really big deal. But if you think about it, we're the ones that are taking care of them and getting them ready in the morning and setting the mood for the day. So I feel, and I'm not going to talk a lot about this because I've talked a lot about it before, but having a morning routine as a mom or dad is a really, really big deal, I feel, and we really have to be our best when we wake them up and we get them going in the morning, or else we could really rub off on them, let's say, and kind of set the mood in a negative way in the house. So just really quickly, I feel like we should all be getting up before our kids and not, rushing out the door. So any time that you can get up, even 10 or 15 minutes before your kids is really important, but just to have that quiet time. And I love to kind of just get my thoughts together. I love to get my workout in. If you don't do all that, that is totally fine. But just setting the diffuser in the morning before they wake up is a really big deal, and just a way that you can wake them up in a great and inviting environment to set the tone for the day. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about a great morning routine as far as when your kids wake up. Having the diffuser running is a really great idea. A few options for you in that category would be Citrus Bliss, Wild Orange, Peppermint, Elevation, Cheer. They're all really great to put in the diffuser. They smell really good. Definitely don't burn any candles. We're doing away with that, right? We want to bring in the good stuff that's really going to have side benefits. Not only does it smell great, it's going to help us be in a better mood. It's going to help our attention and our mind kind of turn on and get ready for the day. So peppermint is really key in that. So adding peppermint into any of those that I mentioned is a really great idea. So setting the diffuser is great. Obviously, having them a great healthy breakfast is good. That's kind of a whole nother topic, but I feel like it's worth mentioning for sure because that's part of my routine. I really love to use my little basket in the morning, and I did a whole video about this, and I'm going to direct you to further down on the Facebook page, or you can go to IGTV if you're on Instagram, and I share about everything that's in this basket, more so in detail, but I just want to encourage you to put all your stuff in one place. So you can't really see all of this basket, but I have toothbrush in here, I have toothpaste, I have the probiotic, which I feel like is a great way to start the day or end the day. But I find that if I can go ahead and get the supplements in the morning, I don't have to worry about it the rest of the day. So whatever works best for you, but a probiotic is really key for adults and kids. So the PBSS Junior is what my kids take, and sometimes I take it because it tastes really good. And the PBSS is what I take, the adult version. So that's really important. I didn't bring the multivitamins here, but of course I take my Lifelong Vitality. They take the A to Z Chewable, but whatever multivitamin you use, make sure that you look at the ingredients and you do your research on that, because there's so many out there that are synthetic and don't really do anything. And with kids, a lot of times they'll put aspartame, which is terrible for our health, in kids' vitamins. So just really look and make sure that yours, whatever your kids are taking, is a clean version of a multivitamin. But that's really important. And then oils. So I love to kind of support my kids' immune systems in the morning and at night. So I like to kind of switch it up as well. So in the morning, oftentimes I'll put on the Stronger blend. And this is part of the kids kit, and a lot of these I'm going to be mentioning are. So the kids kit is awesome. If you've never heard of that or looked at it or tried it, you should definitely give it a try. This is, there's 6 blends in there that are all new. They're not available outside of the kids kit, and they're brand new. They came out with this last year or the year before. No, it's last year, sorry. I'm trying to check my brain here. So Stronger is the immune support blend. It's called the Protective blend. So it's kind of this kind of kids version of On Guard. Of course, you can still use On Guard. You would just need to dilute it more. And this actually has completely different oils than On Guard. It has rose and Lucia, frankincense, cedarwood. So I love this blend especially because it supports their immune system and it really helps with emotional balance as well. So I really like to put that one on the morning. And a lot of times I'll just put it down their spine or on the bottom of their feet or the back of their neck, wherever you want to put it. Up and down their spine is just really easy. You can pull up their shirt and just kind of put it on there. So that's what I normally do. And so I'll put one immune system kind of supporting blend, and oftentimes I'll just see like what they're into. So I'll just open the caps to maybe something like Steady is a really good one. It's the grounding blend. It's great to put on in the morning just to kind of get that mood in the right mindset to go throughout the day to have a great start. So that one's a really great one. And then Brave. Those are the 2 that they normally put on in the morning. It's great to just have them keep them upbeat and the right mindset. Brave is the Courage blend, and it smells so good. It kind of smells like a creamsicle a little bit. So I really love those 2 blends. So oftentimes I just let them pick. So those are kind of my go-tos in the morning. So I feel like having a morning routine, this basket really helps me to just get in and out really quick, but I cover all the bases. And morning times can be really crazy, but if you have that set, then you're going to be good. Okay, let's talk about during the day. I love to put, I often put the oils in their backpack, especially like the digestive blend is really a good one to put in there because, if their stomach hurts, that's one that they just automatically think of, I need Digestin. And if your kids don't automatically think that, you could totally just, if they can read, you could put a sticker that says tummy on there or something like that, or if they can associate a color with it, whatever it might be. That's a really easy one for them to go to their book bag and just put right on their stomach. So they always have that, and then a lot of times I'll put lavender as well. But the number one thing that they probably use during the day is the On Guard hand sanitizer. So I'll put that in their lunchbox, and I'm like, please spray your hands before you eat because it's like, who knows what they've touched? I mean, especially my son, he's going to pre-K, and I just don't even want to know. I'm like, just put the hand sanitizer on, please, if you don't do anything else. So that is really key to put something like that in their book bag. And you can buy that pre-made, or you can make your own with, I don't have one in here, but you can use an empty bottle, a 15 ml bottle. You can kind of wash it out, fill it up with water, put 5 to 8 drops of On Guard, whatever, maybe another oil you want. Wild orange is a good one to put in there with it. And buy spray tops to put on there, and then you can make your own. Or if you have a spray bottle, you can totally use whatever bottle, but that's just a great way to use your old bottles. So either way, just make sure you have that in there for them to use. And I think that's just a really big plus. They get to use that during the day just to help support their immune systems and get rid of some of the germs. So let's talk about when they come home from school. A lot of times they'll maybe be tired and maybe in a bad mood. Who knows? They just had a lot going on during the day. You just don't really know what they've kind of what has gone on during the day. So I always like to have something diffusing when they get home. Again, something probably uplifting, something like Wild Orange or Citrus Bliss or Elevation. Those are all good ones, or whatever blend that you like or that they like. But if they're going to be studying, some really great ones to put in there and add to another oil or just by themselves would be peppermint, rosemary. Those are both really good for focus. So that's just a bonus to add in there, and they smell really good as well, obviously. So I love to have that in the diffuser. And then also wanted to mention during the day or in the afternoon, your kids could take this in their book bag as well. It's something for focus. So this is called Thinker. This is part of the kids collection as well, and it's the Focus blend. So if you're familiar with Intune, which I have it right here, I use it a good bit during the day. This is the Focus blend. I would say more so made. You could use this on kids, and previous to this, obviously, I did use this on my kids, but you would probably need to dilute it down. This is not diluted, even though it's in a roller bottle. But this one is probably a little bit stronger, definitely in scent, and the oils, obviously, they would need to be diluted, and that would be fine. But this is a great blend for kids, the Thinker, and it smells completely different than Intune if you're used to that. It's a much lighter scent. It kind of smells like spearmint because it has that in there. It has rosemary, spearmint, clementine, and peppermint. So this is a really great blend to use during the day, like I said, or after school. You could put it right down the back of their neck, maybe on their hairline, behind their ears. It's really going to help them be able to focus and get their work done, and then go have fun or go do whatever, finish out your evening routine. So that's a really great thing to use in the afternoons. Now, let's go to nighttime. So nighttime is and when you think about routines, if you're like not a routine person and you really want to be, because I've just heard a lot of people say, I'm just not a routine person, but I kind of want to be. So if that's you, then I would just encourage you to think how you start your day and how you end your day. And you probably already have some type of routine that you're in. Maybe you don't like the routine that you're in, but you probably have one. So think about how you could just incorporate some of these things that I'm talking about and just make whatever you already have in place just a little bit better. And a lot of times that just happens naturally if you're more aware of it and you're adding some of these good things in. It's just going to happen. So think about how you start and how you end your day. And I feel like everything kind of falls more so into place during the middle of the day if you have those good start and ends. So let's talk about ending your day. And this can often, especially, I have 2 young kids, 7 and 4, and it's just wild at that time. It really is. And if they've had a long day and they're overtired, it's just like, it's meltdown city. So I love to start winding down, kind of start the bedtime routine with a bath. So oftentimes you've heard me talk about this, and I love a good bath for myself, but for them, definitely I'm going to be putting some type of Epsom salt and essential oil in there just to calm down their nervous system, kind of get them ready to start that good deep sleep that they need. So something like lavender or peace or serenity, those are all really, really good for the bath. They smell absolutely amazing. They're going to help their they're going to help their nervous system just start to wind down. And you'll start to see that they settle down a little bit easier if they've had that in the bath. I've seen it time and time again, like I'll forget to do it, and then they just won't wind down. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Then I'll remember I forgot. So it's really easy if you kind of put the Epsom salt right beside your bathtub. You got the oil right there. Maybe you put the oil in the Epsom salt. You just already have it mixed, and you can just kind of dump a little bit in there. You probably need about a half a cup to a cup, and probably 3 to 4 drops of essential oil, and then just put it in the bath. Just kind of shake it up with your hands, and they usually stay in there for 10 or 15 minutes. That's a good time to be in there to kind of let it take effect. So that's a really great way to start the routine. And honestly, I feel like this is probably, you probably already know this, but sometimes I forget it. I'm like, you need to start the routine like earlier than you think you do, because it always just ends up taking longer. So I love to give myself plenty of time. So I'll start that earlier than I feel like I need, because something's going to go awry between the time that I give them the bath and the time that I want to get in the bed. So just give yourself time so that it's not as stressful. But start the bedtime routine with that. I always love when I put them in the bath to go ahead and set their diffuser. So I know everybody probably if you're just starting out or if you're new to essential oils, you may not have a diffuser put in every room, but I would just try to work up to that, especially kids' rooms, because it really does help set the mood for great sleep. And it's an awesome way to get in a routine that your kids can know and recognize. And when they walk in the room, they smell that great scent. They just know it's time for bed, and their body knows it's time for bed because they've already had the bath. They've already, you've done the bedtime routine. Maybe you've read a book or whatever you might do. Play as a family. I don't know, but you walk in that room and that smell, it just sets the mood for great sleep. So let's talk about some blends that I love to diffuse at night. Any of the ones that I talked about with the Epsom salt will be awesome to diffuse. So Serenity is probably my number one favorite to diffuse. It smells amazing. So I usually diffuse that in their rooms and in mine, honestly. But if I'm out of that, or if I want to switch it up, I usually do Peace. Is a really great one that has vetiver in it as well. So it's really calming to the nervous system. So Peace or Serenity. Lavender is always a good choice. You could add like cedarwood. You could add vetiver to that. Frankincense is a great one to do at night with lavender. So try to find whatever your favorite one is. Roman chamomile, that was just in one of the BOGOs last week. So that one's a great one to diffuse too. So pick whatever smells good to your child or works well for your child. And fill your diffuser with oil, not with oil, with water, and put, I usually put 4 to 6 drops of essential oil in there and turn it on about 30 minutes before you think they are trying to get them to go to bed. So that's a great way to set the mood. Now let's talk about what you could apply to them. And actually I do both of these, but you don't have to, but this is what I feel like sets them up for the best night's sleep. So I love to put the diffuser on, and then I'll also do oil on the bottom of their feet. So I really love this Calmer blend. This is part of the kids kit as well. And the kids kit doesn't necessarily have to be just for kids. I love these blends myself. This Calmer blend is probably like kids Serenity, I would say. It smells a good bit like that. It has lavender, it has Roman chamomile in it, it has Cananga, which is also really good for calming the nervous system. So it's going to be a great blend that you can use. I actually probably use this one just as much during the day when my son, he just is still, he's just in that stage where he still can throw a fit. He was doing it this afternoon. So I pulled out my Calmer, and I'm telling you, it works so well. I was like, thank goodness. I don't know what I would do without this. So you can use it during the day. It's not going to make them go to sleep. It's just going to help calm their emotions and their mood. It just is amazing what this oil blend and essential oils can do in general for that. So I love to put that on the bottom of their feet. You could also obviously put Serenity in the diffuser and on the bottom of their feet, or Peace or lavender or whatever it might be. And I also really like to put something that's going to be great for their immune system as well at night. Remember, I do it morning and night. So frankincense is a great choice. Cedarwood is good. You could do the stronger at night. You could do On Guard. There's lots of different things. Arbor Vitae, that was another really good one. So I like to swap it up also. Like, so many people are like, I just use On Guard for everything and day and night. And listen, On Guard is awesome. And your body is not going to get immune to any of the oils because they're so complex. Your body's not going to get immune to it. So you can totally use On Guard all day, every day, but your body is not quite as sensitive to it. So I like to swap it up, and you're not getting the benefits of some of the other oils as well. So I just look at it that way. Like, I like to vary my diet. I like to vary what I use every day on myself and on them. So sometimes I'm just getting a routine of where I use the same one for a week or two, and then I'll swap it up. So I would just encourage you to do that and just try different things, because some might work better than others because everybody's body chemistry is different. So whatever works for you, I would just have the key to all of this to me is to having it right there. So that's why I shared my basket. That's why I encourage you to put things in the bathroom that, the Epsom salt and the oil. And then on the bedside table, you have the diffuser and you have the oils right there. You don't have to go searching all over the house for the Serenity or for the lavender or whatever. Have some additional roller bottles made up to put on the bottom of their feet. And if you guys are new to essential oils, you can buy some of these this is called the Touch form. They come in a roller bottle that's already pre-diluted, or you can make your own. So you can purchase, like, here's not an empty one, but here's a generic one that I purchased and made my own blend. And that's really easy as well. Say you bought maybe a starter kit that has the oils in the bottle like this, and you really want to make a roller bottle. You can purchase those from Amazon. You can purchase them from doTERRA. There's lots of different places you can get them from. And you just put the essential oil in there. And a ratio, some people ask me about a ratio, especially if you're making up new ones for going back to school. I'm going to share that with you in case you don't know or you lost the recipe that I gave you. So for a 10 ml roller, for an adult, I usually do 30 drops of essential oil and fill the rest up with a carrier oil like coconut oil or almond oil. And for a child, I usually do half of that. So I'll do 15 drops of essential oil and then fill it up with coconut oil. If it is a young infant, I usually do half of that. So I do 7 drops. It's kind of a good way that I can remember it that works really well, the ratio. So if you've never made one, it's really not hard. Just buy the rollers and make your own, or you can purchase them. A lot of the blends and different ones come in touch roller bottle form, so you don't have to do it. Okay, so I kind of covered all of the inventory pieces that I asked you about, the daily routine, sleep. I didn't cover stress. I'm going to cover that one. Energy, I didn't talk a whole lot about that. I did talk about focus, and I'm going to talk about meal planning. So let's talk about stress. And a lot of times kids may be under stress and we just don't know it because they don't say I'm stressed. So I'm going to talk about kids and adults because adults, we know we're stressed. So for kids, the Calmer blend, like I mentioned, a lot of times when they're crying or they're throwing a fit, they are stressed for some reason. So Calmer blend is great for kids. For myself as an adult, I love copaiba. I mean, if you have heard me talk much, you probably have heard me talk about that because I love that oil. So I buy the soft gels and I take 2 of those a day. They're really great for stress, anxiety. You can also buy copaiba in the bottle. And so you can just drop some under your tongue and you can apply it topically if you want to, or you can make your own veggie cap. But that to me is the number one thing that I go to for stress. It's amazing. So that plus I really love Magnolia. It's kind of on the same lines as has the same compound as lavender, so it's very calming, but it smells incredible, and I feel like it's really great for anxiety for me. Now, a lot of people love balance. They might like serenity during the day, but find a blend that you really love. I like to apply that topically, so I just put it in a roller bottle. Magnolia comes in a roller bottle already, but you can make your own up as well. Lifelong Vitality is really big for stress as well, and just overall, all of these it's great for. And I won't go too much into detail about that because I talk about that a good bit as well. And if you're on Instagram, you can go in my IGTV, and I have a whole video saved about Lifelong Vitality. So that's kind of stress. If you have any questions at all, if you're watching live, you can comment, or if you're watching the replay, you can comment and tag me, and I'll come back and answer. But I'm going to move along for time's sake. So that's stress. Energy. So for energy, for kids, I would say the number one thing for them is probably their diet. It's going to give them the best amount of energy during the day, and sleep. Those 2 things are super key. Also sugar, trying to limit sugar. It might give them energy for a few minutes, but it's going to make them crash, and it's terrible for your immune system as well. So, you can kind of counteract that with oils, but there's only so much you can do to cover up a bad diet. So that's really big. I know that I talk about that all the time, but it's true. For energy for kids, peppermint is good as well. Peppermint and wild orange would probably be my go-to for that. And for adults, Lifelong Vitality is probably my number one recommendation for energy. Mito2 Max is really great as well. It's the energy stamina complex. It doesn't have any caffeine in it, and it helps build mitochondria in your body that are the powerhouse of the cells. So that is really great for energy. But if that's kind of like sustained energy, that's every day, all day. If you take those, I really do have plenty of energy during the day. If you want like quick energy, like you just need to wake up, peppermint is my number one go-to for that. I have a bottle on my desk, and I'll just put a few drops in my hand. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm trying to wind down for the night. But peppermint is awesome for just a quick burst of energy. Slim and Sassy is really good to put in your water as well. If you want some energy, it has peppermint with some other oils in it, and it really gives me energy as well. So that's what I would suggest for an adult. Rodney, you asked, do you only have the kids kits? As far as expound on that. I wonder if you're asking if they only come in a kit. Yes, we're live right now. So you can purchase them in a kit. Sorry, I'm trying to get my words out. You can purchase them in a kit together, or you can purchase them separately. I think that might be your question. If not, you can comment and I'll go back to it. Okay, real quick, I want to talk about meal planning because I actually did a class on Friday night, and one of the number one things they had that was their take inventory sheet was meal planning that they struggled with. So I wanted to share some of the things that I love to use for meal planning, and they're actually all on our website because my sister is a genius in the kitchen, and she has made a lot of great tools that we have on the website. First off, I wanted to share this blank meal planner. If you are one that likes to sit down and plan out your week, I feel like if you are, that's awesome. Keep doing that. That's the best thing that you can do, honestly. If you're not, I would encourage you to at least think about, do I have things on hand that I can make meals quick from? You know, what and the general idea, what am I going to have for dinner especially, but this is really, really helpful. It's a blank meal planner that you can print out for free. You can download it and print it off from our website, naturalchef.com. Just search meal planner, or you can go to freebies and it's under there. If you want more of a guided meal plan, we have those as well. So we have the Real Food Meal Plan. I just printed this off to share it in class, but this is just one of the meal plans we have. So it's real food. So basically it's not under any type of dietary restriction. It's just more real food. So that's how we kind of feel is the best way to eat. And obviously sometimes we're cutting out different things like gluten or dairy or whatnot. But these recipes are really just real food. You can kind of modify them however you want to. But this is one of the meal plans we have. So it has breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks at the bottom, and it also has on the back a grocery list. So super helpful with that. She put that on there. And then she has a whole tip section. So some of the meals have different variations that you could do, or just tips on as far as what brands to buy. It's awesome. These meal plans help me so much. I'm so glad that she's a genius and she shares that with us. So that is on our website, naturalchef.com. You can go under there and search meal plan, and all these will come up. We have 4 real food meal plans, and if you do Whole30, we also have those on our website. So I hope this has been helpful. That's about 30 minutes. I said I was going to stay on here about 30 minutes. I would just like to add at the end, if you struggle with any of this, try to just start small. Just start small with a morning routine. That's probably the best place to start, because if you start your day off strong, it's going to be more likely that you will continue strong and end strong. So I would just look and see what you're doing in the morning and see how you can help yourself out by just giving yourself more time and a little bit more thought to some of these things, and making it easier for yourself, maybe with this basket that I mentioned, just little things like that. It really does make a huge difference. You would be surprised at how simple it is to just put a few things in a basket, but it makes your life so much easier. So if you want the whole rundown on this basket, everything I have in it, and a little bit more detail on the things I have in it, you can go down further on this page on Facebook, or you can go to my Instagram, IGTV, and it's saved in there. But if you need help with any of this, oils or any of the meal plans or anything you see on the website, whatever it might be, I would love to help you. So if you are on live, you can comment, and if you have any more questions, I'll stay on for just a few more minutes. Or if you're watching the replay, you can definitely comment below and tag me, or you can message me. Just however you want to get in touch with me, just let me know. I'm here. I want to help. I have a few specials going on till the end of the month. So if you're looking to get a few things added into your routine, or you're looking to get started, hit me up. Hit me up before the end of the month to take advantage of some of these. And I would love nothing more to help you, because I've just seen so much difference in just over the last several years, just trying to incorporate some of these things. And it's so simple, but it's so, it's so easy to do, but so easy not to do. And I know a lot of people struggle with some of these things and just trying to figure out what's best for them. And I love to help people with that, because I just know what a big difference it's made in my life. And so you must have missed the basket. Rodney, I'll tag you in that. I'll tag you in that video so you can go back and watch it. I did it Saturday. So let me know if I can help you at all. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Share it with anybody that you feel would like this information. And I always want to help as much as I can. So let me know how I can help you, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.